son, I love him, for him, I'ma make it happen. Now my dream's reality, not going back to. You say that you proud of me, I turn my back, you laugh. Hey, how could you lie to my face? People claim that they be loyal, they be taking up space. See my broski lose his heart when he was fighting that case. Took so many yells, I'm not going back to those days. I'ma treat you how you treat me, do you like how it tastes? Shawty, use up, can't treat you like my ace. I got way too many problems to be worried, I'm straight. Me and Craig had to watch for the Jakes. On the road, this crazy, I get 80 a show. Say my money, stack it up, it look like I'm foreign cars, driving fast, I never done this before. Get drown out my problems, let me When up and up is magic. With the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the mirror now, I'm feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him, I'ma make it happen. Now my dream's reality, not going back to. You say that you proud of me, I turn my back, you laughing.
Okay, Coach, on a wonderful fall afternoon in the state of Texas, the roof is open, and we've got football from NRG Stadium in Houston. The scene from a few moments ago, this crowd enthusiastically cheering on their Texans as they emerge from the locker room, and we're just about ready for football as the Texans get set to match up with Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. For Devontae Freeman, who missed most of last season. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
On 2nd down, Freeman. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. That one, a first down pickup of 8. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Hey, check. You go tight. You got tight. You got tight right there.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so, and gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. They toss to Freeman. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
And Falcons fans everywhere excited that Devontae Freeman is back on the field wearing number 24 in the red and black. Remember, he went down in week 2 in 2018 with an injury and didn't return. They're hoping to see the form that led him to 1,000-yard seasons in 2015 and 2016.
Check your hot read. Check. Chopper.
On first down, Ryan eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 12. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
I think that interception happened for two reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line. Now a first-time Pro Bowler from a year ago, Lamar Miller. And some room for him there as he'll take this up to about the 15. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 15-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
You gonna score! You gonna see me in your nightmare!
Here's Watson. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And they'll get him down here at the 23. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Watson on first down. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Oh, and after the sack, he's still down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Now a handoff to Miller. And a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long.
Here we go. 90 Wolf. Strip that ball. Check.
Shotgun snap from McCarron. And that will be incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10.
At their own 42-yard line.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. They were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Ryan. It's hauled in by Hardy. And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Ryan into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Bernardrick McKinney, the linebacker, picks it, and they will take over at the 26-yard line. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads. make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
After the INT, it's McCarron. And his throw is incomplete. He was looking to get it to his running back, Lamar Miller, and that'll bring up second down.
Certainly looked like maybe his third or his fourth read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
On second down, here's Miller. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on third down conversions to start this thing. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. He'll have a first down past the 40. And cuts out right sideline. And it's a big play there as he is finally taken down on what will be a terrific final act of this first quarter. No score after 1 on EA Sports. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Mike, 55. Check, 55. Mike. Gun. Check. 51, down. Mike, 55.
From the gun, it's Ryan. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Bernardrick McKinney, the linebacker, picks it. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation. But sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
A reminder about Sunday Night Football later tonight. It's a rematch from the divisional round last year. Colts and Chiefs from Arrowhead. Then tomorrow on Monday night, the Browns and 49ers from Levi's Stadium, where the Browns already playing their 3rd primetime game in the season's first 5 weeks.
2nd and 10 at the 24-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's McCarron. Over the middle, it's Fells. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And that'll be incomplete. The flag was down, so they took a shot, thinking it's on the defense. Let's see. They only need a yard here. 3rd down and 1 after the penalty. They turn to the fullback, Gillespie, and he's going to have the first down at about the 38. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
And while it didn't work very well on that play, defenders on 3rd and short know it's going to be a quick read. And really, the quarterback's just going to turn around and hand it off. So that way, you're able to diagnose the play and try and get to the point of attack. But when you're dealing with a fullback, it's hard to knock him backwards.
Looking for an opening, not much there. He'll get it to the 39. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On 2nd and 9, McCarron setting up the screen for Miller. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a 3rd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
The Texans on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. They'll try to run for it with Miller. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
When you're dead last in the NFL in 3rd down conversions, the odds are against you every time you face it. How about them picking up that one? That was big for them.
Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, D. Line 55, line 55. Hey, eat. Check pass.
Now a play fake. McCarron going deep for Hopkins. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
I know you felt like saying touchdown there, didn't you, partner? That looked like a sure 6 points, but the contact jarred it free.
Got his hands on it, could not hold on through the end of the play. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. There they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Now here's McCarron on 3rd. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins, his first touchdown on the year. And the Texans are in for 6. The game had been pretty uneventful offensively until that big strike.
No doubt about it. Almost felt like they were just going back and forth a little bit in the first quarter. But in the second quarter, things ramped up a little bit. Things jumped up. And you're exactly right. Going to make a highlight film or two. We'll be watching that one later on today.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Ryan. Isaiah McKenzie hauling it in. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
A 28-yard gain. And the Falcon first down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Don't be scared. 80 weapons. Hey, Strickland.
Hey, Steve 6.
He's checking. Crash.
From the gun, Ryan. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
Here we go. Secret.
On first down, McCarron. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Vic Beasley picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Another try after the first down sack. McCarron. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they march off another 15 against your squad.
McCarron now on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. Throwing now is McCarron. And this is caught by Fells, right side. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Falcons going to use their third and final timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. The Texans on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15.
Hey, exit.
Working from the gun here, McCarron. He completes it to Bryant. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime.
Come on, set. 90 Wolf. 22-jet bomber. 22-jet bomber. Move. 3 down, 3 down. Let's go.
McCarron on first down. And Bryant's got it over the middle. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So apparently some grabbing of the jersey there on the O-line.
Yeah, just look in the interior, and that's where the penalty occurred.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
Kill.
A.J. McCarron looking to throw. Completion left side to Miller. Oh, and now some space to operate. Lamar Miller. Touchdown, Houston. Lamar Miller as the first half is winding down. And the Texans will extend their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
That'll be taken in the end zone. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Texans scoop it. And good field position coming up here. The football at the 12-yard line.
Okay, ready?
Let's go, D.
Get it.
Throwing on first. Here's McCarron. This will be caught just inside the 10. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
You think you won't get this? You think you won't get this? Let's go.
Here's McCarron to throw. Flush to his right. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. Fairbairn able to put this one through. So we've come upon halftime here in Houston, and it's the home team, the Texans, leading this one. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the third quarter. This is taken near the 13. And he breaks it all the way out to the 38-yard line. Great return.
Let's go! Let's go!
At their own 38-yard line.
Ready.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10.
Ready.
Second half begins with a run from Miller. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Ready.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
You ain't got nothing. Mike, 55. Check, 55, Mike. Set the tone, defense. Set the...
To throw is McCarron. Going deep for Hopkins. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. The Texans on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This time it's 3rd and 3. To throw, McCarron. Open man, the tight end fails. And he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at the 20. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Looking deep for Julio, and that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. Julio Jones once again the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Throwing again. Ryan. It's caught on the right side at Smith. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Ryan to throw. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. It's just a 30-yard punt that time, no return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Good starting field position for the Houston Texans here as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
At the 40-yard line.
On the ready. Hey, high 7.
Man, I got you. Man, I got you. Mike 55. Mike 55.
Now it's McCarron off play action. Going deep for Hopkins. Man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Texans will add on to their lead. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the lead is now 24. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Ryan will bring the Falcons up now 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Pilot, 64, weak.
Check 13. Check 13.
Hey, South.
I got one. Mark 55.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan.
Come get some. Come on,
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Jadeveon Clowney showing the explosiveness on the sack.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Here's Ryan. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. Call it a pickup of 7, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Ready, right 25. 54, South.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship.
Hey, Charlie.
Mike 37. Hey, we're going 37 to Mike.
From the gun, it's Ryan. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Trying to disrupt Julio Jones there, the intended target. A little too close, got the flag thrown.
I'm not sure anyone can cover Julio Jones one-on-one for very long without getting their share of pass interference calls. His size, his speed, his physicality makes it almost impossible to do.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So flag for the contact, pass interference.
And I know that you're going to look at me and roll your eyes, and rightfully so, because you know what I'm going to say. Doesn't the defender have a right to the football as well?
No, I don't like defenders.
That's because you spent too much time with me. Okay, I'll side with you on this one. It's the correct call.
Ito Smith, his first carry. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on 1st down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They got to feel pretty good about that one.
Now Ito Smith, and he stopped immediately there. It's Jaleel Adai who brings him down. That's a strong safety making a strong, hard tackle.
And we know his coach. Doesn't smile a whole lot, does he? How about that grin right there, ear to ear after that play?
Now Ryan. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out.
60
Mike, check, 59. It's our time. It's our time.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. The Texans on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This will be 3rd and 5. From the gun, it's McCarron. And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time is now run out on this third quarter of play. Back now in Houston. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at the 20. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's or less than that, and wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and just like that, it's 3rd down. From the shotgun, Ryan. And he's got his tight end. That's Smith. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. They'll get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. Operating from the gun, Ryan. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Ryan, and it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. That one good for a 1st down pickup of 18 yards.
This game just keeps evolving and changing, doesn't it? You got a tight end who can move around a lot, not necessarily using a big body on him. Sometimes you take a corner, a better cover guy, and put him on him and try and take him out of the game as we've seen in this one.
You're exactly right. They've taken it. Oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Now the pass, and it's into the arms of Hopkins. And he's going to get 2 in his NFL career. That draws him level with Lance Allworth, who was a Hall of Famer with the Chargers back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, the man they called Bambi. So if you're in that type of territory, catch the same number of passes he caught, you know you're on your way to a big-time career. And just think, he's not through yet.
And the screen only good for 3 that time, and it'll bring up a 4th down. The Texans send the punter out. He's been terrific so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Ryan will bring the Falcons up now 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The sack there by J.J. Watt.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. The second down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense is well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Now a desperation throw. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. The 30. Past the 20. Touchdown, Falcons. Julio Jones, 94 yards. And the Falcons cut into that lead. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. From the gun, Ryan rolling to his right. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson, the new Texan. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
On the double. 61, matchbox lights. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
They begin with a run by Miller. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. They'll get 6 there on the run, but it brings up 4th down. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Texans send the punter out as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And they'll let this one go right on the outskirts of the 10. They'll down it at the 11-yard line.
Jay, 125. Go. Don't let him breathe. Don't let him breathe. Play that top deep. Don't let him breathe.
They'll throw on 1st down with Ryan. He's going to let it fly. And nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Ryan. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot They're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it, and that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11, and they take a knee. Look to let the clock roll.
A loss of a yard. It's 4th down.